Well, sorry, like I said, like Colin said earlier, we've both got colds, so you have to bear with me. But yeah, I remember looking at local voluntary publication businesses when I was 16, so I roughly knew what I wanted to do for a future career at that age, or at least in the industry that I wanted to go into. So media and broadcasting was, well, it was kind of put into my head through my sister, because she helped me realise that was kind of what I was enjoying and learning, and I found an interest in at college. So yeah, Aycliffe Radio stood out to me particularly because, well, I remember it being really well branded online, and my dad also did used to, well, he occasionally did slip into the show, so and listen to it. So yeah, he's a big fan of internet radio, and I just thought it would be good to give it a go. And yeah, I was initially only coming over for the afternoon, and yeah, I didn't have any expectations of obviously staying that long. And yeah, I just remember you asking me if I liked the blues music. And of course I said, oh, no, I hate it. No, I absolutely love it. And I've grown to love it a lot more as well, being part of the show. Especially listening to my dad's music and all of that. His taste kind of influenced that. So yeah, yeah, I was obviously thrilled when you asked me to come back for another show, and here we are. I mean, it's safe to say that my knowledge of the blues and its history has massively increased. I knew very little about the artist and what I liked really at the time when I first started. But I guess I could say that about all my music taste. I mean, wouldn't you say your music taste changed over a span of 2 years? I've learned loads over time, and it's been quite hard to pin something down specifically that I've learned. I've learned lots of different things, especially about the history and the many black artists and the roots of the blues. Just a few of my favourites now being B.B. King, Muddy Waters, Little Walter, Little Willie, Big Mabel, Coco Taylor, Freddie King, Memphis Minnie, Betty Swan, and even films as well have been more educational to me just because it's more appealing and more interesting to me now. But yeah, the scale of the genre is obviously huge. When I first started, I had no idea of how big it was, but now I'm enlightened with all of that. So yeah, oh, it's going to be such a cliche answer, but everything. Like, it's just someone that you know that you want to listen to. Like, as soon as you listen to her first song, and then you find out she's got more bangers. Every single one of hers is a banger, and yeah, I just absolutely love the way that her vocals blow you away. But yeah, we're going to be moving into her song now, actually, and I chose this one just because I was trying to think of the other day which out of all of her songs would be my favourites, and this one is definitely up there. This is At Last by Etta James. Oh yeah, that was Etta James with At Last. I love that.
Yeah, that is such a cool track, isn't it?
It's brilliant.
We will, of course, be continuing with the Etta James theme through the years.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, because I do believe, I'm going to have to go through and check how many we played, but it must be round about 80 Etta James tracks.
She's got loads, and honestly, there's not been one where I've listened to and I thought, that's a bit off. I love them all, they're all great. She's got a great taste in just everything that she puts her work into.
Their Blues Show with Colin and Monica.
With White House Funeral
Wow,
Service. Mention Aycliffe Radio for 10% discount.
Now
0325 318 600. Or visit us at Sirtsy's House, Hilton Road, Newton Aycliffe.
Aycliffe Radio.
Aycliffe Radio.
On air across Newton Aycliffe.
Online, ayclifferadio.co.uk.
It was absolutely brilliant, that second anniversary show. It was great. And Colin's actually just got me a card as well with the playlist on, so I'll remember that and I'll be able to see some of the songs that we've selected for that show. Well, yeah, during the pandemic, it was a little sad recording in my bedroom whilst staring at bank walls. I'm not going to lie about that, but yeah, I was living with my sister, so we did make the most of the days that we would, coming home. Well, Haley would come home from work. This was like when we were not in the lockdown, and we would try and make the days that we were at home as active as possible. So we would go out and do things, and on the Sundays when that came around, we'd have had a full week of doing stuff. So it would be quite nice to just sit and record sometimes. So the motivation was there because it's just something chill to do on a Sunday. Actually, no, I would pre-record before that anyway because it would go out on a Sunday. But yeah, when I'm remembering that, it was a bit of a lonely time. But I'm back in the studio now, and you can't really do anything much about that. Of course, absolutely, without a doubt. Everyone I've come across through the show wasn't possible without you and Paul. Paul was the guy that chose your show for me to come and sit in for. and you were the one that enabled me to have all the contacts that with brilliant artists like Emma Wilson. And for my 200th show, it was overwhelmingly fantastic how many mentions I got, and you managed to arrange for me to listen to from all the people of the blues world. And yeah, so of course I'd want to say a huge thank you to you. And yeah. Of course, like my mum and dad as well, and taking me in as well every day, every Sunday. I mean, yeah. Still haven't got my driver's license yet, you see.
And for all the encouragement as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to play.
Oh yes, so we are going to move on now with, well, fittingly, with Emma Wilson. Hold on, we won't let go. I love this song. Alright, yes, okay. Well, I mean, I'd love to say I've got a lot more free time, but I'm still planning to work 6 days a week. So whether it's going to be my day off or on a Saturday or a Sunday, I love to make sure that I'm doing something productive as always. And yes, I would obviously still love to go to a gig. It's just when I've got the chance, you've got to let me know in advance. But yeah, my rota comes in weekly, so I'll know if I'm free on a Saturday or a Sunday, or if I'm working both days. I have to work my way around things.
Yeah.
Now. Thank you. Yeah, of course I will. How could I say no to that? Well, I have really enjoyed the last 2 years producing and just coming in. To be honest, just coming into the show. Obviously, had a bit of the time cut off because of COVID. But every second that I spent in the studio has been brilliant, and I can't wait to come and visit, because I will do, and guest on the show, which now is your show, back to yours. And yeah, it sounds weird to say, but it's been brilliant, and now it's time for the end of the show where we wrap it up. And I'd like to say thank you for listening, and make sure you tune in next week for another brilliant show, obviously without me. So yeah, I'll be seeing you from me, Monica.
And it's also an embassy for me. Stay tuned for the folk show. You might not get all of this, but we'll fit it in, or we might get some more in. So one more, an embassy for me, and for the very final time, hopefully she will come back. For Monica.
It's an embassy for me, Monica.
Take care now. Be good to one another.